What's up, guys? What's up, guys? How are we doing? Please go ahead and share. Try to get as many people in here. We are having one of our new partners in here. Gonna do a quick demo of their product, all that kind of stuff. Maybe drop some free stuff at the end. So stick around. Well, we'll give people a few minutes to join. Hopefully, some more people show up. I know it's Friday. So we'll give a few minutes as people trickle in. This product is great, though. I use it personally. I will never ever bring on a partner that I don't use personally, so you guys can trust it. What's up, Jaja? What's up, May Trades? How we doing? I have not looked at the chart since we got off. Is it terrible? Oh, we claimed that whole move. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, guys? All right, so we'll get this started in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Just gonna let the stragglers trickle in. I know some people will kind of keep going, keep coming in as we go, as they see us pop up on YouTube. Joseph, Echo is amazing. Oh, hell yeah, man! Awesome, awesome. If you've used Echo, I mean, let me know. I really like the product though, and it's more than just a trade copier. But I'll let Aaron do his thing. All right, Nick, can you go ahead and throw both of us on with the screen? Throw us on first, and then I'll have you do a countdown. Cool. Let me just make sure this is working, and then we'll get going. Is he up here? There he is. And there's the screen. All right, beautiful, guys. All right, Nick, you want to give me a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then we'll get going? What's up? Welcome to a special edition of BluSky TV. Many of you guys know me as just Justin the Trader, but believe it or not, I also do other things at BluSky. My main role is director of partnerships, and something that I love doing is meeting, companies that have our values and have a great product. So today I have a special guest, Aaron with Echo Trader, and this is a trade copier and much more. But I'm going to let him do all that stuff. But I will say, I personally use this product, and I had to bring him onto BluSky because we got to give the people good products, solid companies, and great connections. So I'm gonna just stop here. And Aaron, you want to go ahead and just give the chat, a kind of little intro about yourself, and then get into a demo, and then we'll do a Q&A on Echo Trader.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Justin. Hey, everyone. Aaron Lieberman here. Let's see, a little bit of background about me. I've been in the tech industry for almost 15 years now. And, I've started out with consulting and building product-driven companies and kind of wore all sorts of different hats, developer, architect, tech leadership. I switched into day trading about 4 years ago, and I had a pretty successful career in tech. And why did I switch into day trading? I wanted kind of that freedom of time and ultimately financial freedom as well too, as many of you probably do. Kind of along that journey, starting 4 years ago, I made all the mistakes. For probably 2 years, revenge trading. I struggled with losses. I have a sports background, so I'm very competitive. So I struggled with losses. One of the biggest things for me. But then about 2 years in, I started to find, kind of that consistency in building up my prop firm capital, and I scaled, from one account, 5 accounts, 10 accounts, and I found myself ultimately now with about 35 accounts, managing about 2.5 million in capital. And along the way, I tried some trade management systems that are out there, and they didn't do exactly what I wanted them to do. And so as I was scaling, and since I had been in tech, I knew that I could build something and have it do exactly what I wanted it to do. So the foundation of what I wanted to build was trade copying, of course. So I wanted to trade, 20 plus accounts like I did one account, and manage that very, very easily. But then I wanted to go way beyond that. And then with the team that kind of evolved from, an amazing trade copier that's robust, fast, lightning quick, to actually helping traders, both experienced and beginner traders, actually level up their trading and sharpen their edge. And so we started to develop real-time components in there, AI-driven metrics, advanced journaling, which we'll see here in a second, and a community aspect too, which I'm really proud of. I think a lot of people love the community aspect, which I don't think a lot of similar products in our industry have, where you can actually learn from peers in Echo Trader, and you can learn from some of the top Echo traders that are out there. So if you're a beginner, you can see what some of those top Echo traders are doing, or if you're experienced, you can see what the overall community is doing as well. Um, should we hop into a quick demo, Justin? All right, let's do it. I'm going to show a couple demo accounts here today. You see here on the screen, this is the Echo Trader dashboard. One of the biggest pieces of feedback that we got, and the way that we wanted to make this was dead simple to start trade copying. We actually have videos out there that's start trade copying under 30 seconds. You can absolutely do that. So your dashboard just kind of shows you how many connections you have. I already created a couple connections before the call here, and we'll get into exactly how you can start trade copying. So what I've done, hooked up a couple demo accounts here. All right, they're all Tradeovate. We currently handle NinjaTrader and Tradeovate. Really, really easy to create a connection. All you would do is type in whatever connection you want. It's going to redirect you over to Tradeovate's login, and you create a connection in under 5 seconds. Very, very easy. The next thing that you would do is create an Echo group, and I'll go through this live with you guys. So what you do with a group, let's just call it one. What you do with a group is you create a leader and followers. So again, if you want to trade, 20 plus accounts like you do one account, this is the foundation of trade copying. So my leader is going to be this demo account here ending in 375. My followers are going to be ending in 434 and 731. And what you can do with those is you can set a trade ratio on them too. So very easy to set up. Let's just copy this one at 3x what the leader would be. And that means if I place 3 contracts in the leader, this one would place 9 contracts. And then let's do this one at 0.5. Okay, great group. Simple as that. The other thing that I love about this is in account management, you can see exactly where your accounts are. I love this with prop firms so much because you can see, over here, you have a drawdown column too. These are demo accounts, so you don't actually get drawdown. But when you're working with a prop firm and drawdown is available and set for you, you can see exactly where you're at and where your balance is relative to your drawdown and how much drawdown you have left. Really good, especially, again, when you have 15, 20 plus accounts, you can see exactly where you're at in the health of each account. Let's go through really quick since I created that Echo group. Let's go through and actually copy a couple trades. All right. So my leader going to be ending in 375. Okay. Put on the screen here. And follower. And you can get those split screen really fast. It'll be easier to see. This stuff happens in real time. Okay. And there we go. 375 on the left. Let's just place some orders on MES here, okay? And you can see everything kind of in action. I'm going to do 10 contracts, and that's just going to give us, kind of that easy math. We can see the trade ratio. So let's just buy market. Okay. You see how fast that was on the right? This is a follower over here. I have one other follower. Probably hard to see on the screen, 3 accounts at the same time. But what we can see, you can see that those entered exact same price. What you can see over here too in real time, this is back on the Echo Trader app, is your ratios coming into play. So I've entered 10 long on MES, and you can see the price, very, very quick, exact same price. That was a market order, right? So exact same price that you got in there, and your live P&Ls updating as well. You can close a position from here. We wanted to make sure everything is on the same pane of glass for you. Everything's on one screen. You can flatten all from here. You can set your risk management. You can flatten a single account, or you can close the individual position. Let's look at just placing another quick order here on MNQ. Let's just make sure that's also a buy. You can see here also executed over here on MNQ. And what that looks like over here on Echo is you start to stack your positions. right? So if I placed 3 long on MNQ, we 3x that here, and we did half that here on the second follower. I can start to close out those positions, and you can see. Let's just do one from right here. I'm going to close out the MES position, close it. You can see how fast that is. It reflected across all of the accounts in real time. I mean, that's the primary thing that we want to do. Again, the foundation of Echo Trader is the trade copying. We have to make sure that's extremely robust and very, very, very fast. You can see over here, our MES positions are closed on the leader and the follower. Okay, we have a little bit of profit here coming in on MNQ. That is one way to close your position. You could do it over here in Tradeovate. If you want to close your position that way, you can scale out, you can scale in, and Echo Trader will copy all of that from your leader to your follower. Let's just do one other quick way to get out of the position. That's flatten account right here. Let's just flatten the account. Okay. You can see positions flat, right? Realize P&L, realize P&L, all updated in real time. And back over here in Tradeovate, you can see we got out of those positions from the leader, again, propagating to the follower. All right. A couple of things that you can do here on account management, which I love, risk management all in one place. I mean, you guys probably can resonate with this. I can't tell you the amount of times I was like, oh, I think I set a loss limit over here on account A, but maybe not on account B, and I'm not sure exactly how that's working. You can see exactly how that's going to work. So if I wanted to set a daily loss limit, $1,000, daily profit limit of $1,000, you can do that right there on your accounts. You can do that on a leader and not followers, or you can do it on followers and not a leader. Say if you wanted followers to run to a higher, profit limit, for example. All right there in account management. Our traders really, really like that. The trade log is also live, and you can see that. Let's place one more order here really fast. Oh, I got rejected. Thank you. I am getting rejected. I'm not sure why. Well, we're not going to place another order. That's a trade evade issue there. But you can still see that live in your trade log, right? So if you're getting rejected orders, I have to go find out why exactly that's happening. But you can see that directly in your trade log as well. So you can see the individual orders coming in. You can see all of your accounts and exactly what you need to see in your accounts and your trade management. The best parts of Echo Trader, though, as I mentioned, of course, good trade copying is the foundation. The best parts then get into metrics and journaling. All right. So let's just take a look at the metrics really fast. Within the metrics, you can slice and dice your data in 1,000 different ways. You can slice and dice it by connection, account, contracts here, and dates. And syncing orders is just the click of a button. So I've already synced my orders here, but it's just the click of a button. Just choose your date range, sync, and your orders will sync in about 1 second. And that's across all of your accounts, which is different from some other trade journals. This is across all of your accounts. Very, very important to be able to see everything on the single pane of glass again, everything on one screen. What kind of shines here with these AI driven metrics is you get some KPIs up here. You can see how profitable you are. I love the day win percentage because even if your trade win percentage is at roughly 64%, you could see that on most days you're still winning. Hopefully, right? You can see your expectancy per trade here as well, and a proprietary Echo score that kind of combines the most important factors of trading, right? It's your profit factor, your recovery, your average P&L, your reward to risk, kind of combining all those core factors you can see here in the Echo score. And the closer to 10 that you are, the better at trading. I love the daily P&L too. Obviously, had some outliers here, right? These are demo accounts, just kind of testing some stuff out, but a negative 40K day, and then you bounce back the next day. You don't have to worry about that type of stuff with a positive 56K day. People love the calendars, of course. Let's just see how consistent you are across multiple months. I love the monthly view. Daily view is obviously good too. You can see how consistent you are across days, weeks, months. One of my favorites, P&L by time of day. And I think if you can't combine P&L by time of day across all of your accounts, yes, you can do this in Tradeovate, for example, but across all of your accounts is so valuable to see that, okay, like at lunchtime, I probably shouldn't be trading, right? Or a bit later into the night, this is all mountain time, but a bit later into the night, I probably shouldn't be trading. Then you get some good KPIs down here. Again, I love the P&L breakdowns, by contract, by account, connection, Awesome. The best part about all of this, I'll show you guys the journal here in a second. The best part about all of this, I mentioned an advanced journal, and I meant it. We didn't want people just entering journal entries in Echo Trader and then, letting them go out there into the abyss. I've used other trade journals, and that's kind of what it seemed. It seemed just like an exercise that I should be doing because a lot of the trading gurus and mentors are saying that. I wanted to actually create a journal that gave you feedback and helps you become a better trader. So on top of all these metrics, you get an advanced journal that's going to be telling you exactly where you're making money and exactly where you're not making money. And that's going to be broken down by emotion, by setup, by market condition, by mistake, by your plan, by your confidence level, even. I love all of this because I'll show you exactly how this works. And I put quite a few journal entries in here. You can see, and it makes total sense. When I'm calm, I'm positive $94,000. When I trade a reversal, I'm almost positive $90,000. When I'm trading a trending market condition, I am a lot less profitable than my reversals. I should probably stick with my reversal setups, right, guys? And then mistake, overtraded. Makes sense, right? I don't overtrade a lot anymore because I'm 4 years in, and I try to avoid those mistakes. But it still happens, right? You get frustrated, you go on revenge trading, and you overtrade. That can happen. I am the least profitable when I overtrade, and when I'm frustrated as an emotion, I am also the least profitable. Things make sense, and the more you journal in Echo Trader, the better that these insights will be. This gives you a little hint there. Let's get rid of that so we can see this a little bit better. Then you can start to break this down just with your journals in 1,000 different ways. So you can do it by emotion, by setup, by mistake, by market, by confidence, by plan. And you can add any custom tags you want on here and start to slice and dice that by your confidence level. So let's just do emotions by a 4 plus confidence. Okay, let's apply that. Let's see what happens. Oh, big surprise, right? If I am confident and calm and my confidence was high, is what this is saying, I am the most profitable. Clear that again, just to kind of see that highlighting these 3 rows here. When I'm greedy or I FOMO or frustrated, I am the least profitable. Okay. And then, again, you can go into your setups. Obviously, my most profitable setup is reversals. I'm mostly a reversal trader. By mistake, market, by confidence. I love this one. Confidence, we'll take a look at that in a second. Confidence is your number one predictor of profitability. You usually know in your head when you are going to be successful or not. And then by plan, did you follow your plan? Did you not follow your plan? Amazing, guys. And this stuff totally makes sense. When you follow your plan, you are much more profitable typically because you're going to follow that plan and either close your laptop or go on a walk and not overtrade, not revenge trade, not get into FOMO. So I love this stuff. This is the advanced journaling. There's more components to advanced journaling as well. But this, I just want to emphasize this. This actually helps you complete your feedback loop. If you're a beginner trader or experienced trader, this helps you complete that feedback loop and level up faster. I love this stuff. Let's go to the trade journal really quick, and then we'll go to community. Trade journal is really, really easy. Presents you with your calendar view. Okay, let's just take a look at maybe the beginning of August here. You can journal in 3 ways. You can journal in your day, you can journal your individual trades, and you can journal at a higher level, which might be at the weekly or monthly or quarterly level. This is a journal of a single day. Okay, so this was one of my largest winning days. I want to play a reversal off of a London high. I stuck to my plan. I was calm and confident. You can put trading view screenshot links in here if you wanted to. You can also put screenshots down here. This is where the key kind of comes in. So we have AI going into the text that you're putting in your journals. Again, if you journal more, your insights are going to be better, and that will help you level up faster. We have AI going into here and AI coming over exactly what you're journaling here. So my confidence here was very high. I followed my plan. And if I'm journaling extensively, guys, this only takes 30 seconds to do this, right? It's really easy. But if I'm journaling extensively my market conditions, the emotions that I felt, any mistakes that I made, my trade setups, and you can put your screenshots in here to go back if you wanted to, although you don't necessarily need to. That was one of the beliefs that I had going into a journal. And you're saving these, then you're getting those metrics back, served back to you in a single glance over time. That really, really helps you. You save these, and then down here you can also journal at the individual trade level too. So really, really easy to do that. Want to journal this individual trade? I can do that right here in the exact same way. The other thing that I love about this pre-market plan. So if you're talking about processes, and especially again, if you're a beginner trader and haven't nailed down your process, type in your pre-market plan and then come back in and reflect on your session notes. And again, we have AI comparing these two and seeing how you felt for that day and then giving you back those insights. You stuck to that plan, you're going to be proud of yourself. These are habits, good habits that you can get into. If you didn't stick to your plan, you're going to know about that and then go and be able to see that on our metrics page. The other way that you can journal, and then when you save, you get the little journal icon here, right? And your calendar view, of course. The other way that you can journal that I like, so one of my goals of kind of playing around with demo accounts. I also trade prop firm and live accounts. I trade prop firm and live accounts in the morning. That's my primary trading session. And then I've been playing around with afternoon and night read type of strategies. Just to kind of see what I can do there. One of my goals was to 5x a demo account. And that's some of the metrics that you just saw. I wanted to 5x a demo account. So this is more of like a quarterly type of goal. You can put notes in here that let's just say by end of year, I want to take 3 payouts from BluSky Trading, right? But more, like quarterly, yearly type of goals. What do you call this one? Okay, save that, and then you can come back and reflect on those, for whatever time frame you actually have set against those. Let's get into the community as well. People really, really like the community aspect. And with the community, you can also filter the so the first of all, the purpose of the community is to essentially see what you are doing compared to your peers and compared to top echo traders. People really like this because you can see, like, what are the masses doing, and maybe you want to do what the masses are doing, maybe not, or you can see what the top, the very top echo traders are doing, and they're typically making 5, even 6 figures per week. So you can see what those really, really successful people are doing as well. I've filtered this down just to August. Okay, just to August. Your echo score up here. You can compare to top echo traders in this section right here. I personally find this really, really useful because one of the things that, and everyone trades differently, right? So you have to take this with a grain of salt. Everyone trades differently, but a couple things that I really like to push for is like average P&L per day per account. I want to be higher than the leaders. In terms of average hold time, we are finding, a really good average between, like 10 and 30 minutes seems to be the most profitable for people. I'm on the low end there. Okay. Maybe it's just the way that I trade. Our top echo traders are at about 1.5 reward to risk. That means for every dollar that you risk, 1.5 in profit that you can potentially make. I'm more at 1-to-1. I'm more of a 1-to-1 trader. Just the way that I trade. I don't necessarily pay attention to those type of things, but I still like to see that and something maybe that I can strive for to increase my reward over time if it makes sense. You also get AI-driven insights here. You get up to 3 insights right here. Again, this is not financial advice, but it's really, really helpful. So, since these demo accounts were doing really well, I only have one piece of advice here. It was to probably try to increase my reward to risk, as I just said. But you get up to 3 insights here. So, let's say you're a micro scalper, or your average day win streak is low. It's going to point those out for you and highlight those for you against the top echo traders. And then you get your leaderboard here, not just a leaderboard. You get actual stats of the top echo traders, right? So you can see here. Let's pick on second place right here. Average reward to risk for the month of August, for the entire month of August, is almost 2. It's really, really good. Average reward to risk for third place here is about 4, and their average hold time being 13 minutes. That's kind of like right in the sweet spot here. Let's just open up their details. Also, you can also see exactly how they're trading. So win rate 68%, their P&L, best day, worst day, their echo score here, right? Their patterns. You can compare those patterns to what you are doing. Again, just kind of going in and picking on some of those leaders and picking out the patterns and the habits that they repeat day after day. Really, really helpful for all traders alike. Finally, last thing, get into the insights. I love this part. One of the stances that we took in Echo Trader was to aggregate anonymous data from everything that you're putting into EchoTrader, but give it back to you. We're not holding any of that data back. We're giving all of that data back to you. And that's exactly what this community insight screen is for. So now you're learning from the entire community. The previous screen was more learning from top Echo traders. This one is learning from the entire community. You can see what your profitability is by win rate and RR. This kind of breaks down some of the assumptions that, like, okay, let's say like really high win rate is always profitable. Okay, maybe, or a really low win rate is not always profitable. Maybe if you have a really high reward to risk, then you can still be profitable, and that's what this is showing you. Win rate of less than 40%, but you have a 2.5 plus reward to risk, you can still be profitable. That's what this is showing you here. The sweet spot is right in that 60 to 70% range at a 1.5 or 2.5 reward to risk as it pertains to the entire community, right? I love this one. Again, breaking down some of the assumptions that we might have with data on reward to risk. People with reward to risk consistently above 2.5 RR, 96% of those people are profitable. That's pretty insane to me, guys. So if you're consistent, that's the key word, consistently above 2.5 RR, you don't need a very high win rate to actually be profitable. That's one, that's a great strategy that you can potentially take into, trading a prop firm like BluSky. So I love these types of graphs. Breaks down emotions, right? I actually thought, and this actually was true. I thought revenge trading was the worst emotion that you can feel. And we're starting to break down some of those assumptions. It was about a month ago, revenge trading was the worst. And then, now we're starting to see coming into August, stressed, sad, and indecisive actually beat revenge trading. Kind of interesting. August has kind of been a consolidation month, a little bit lower volume, a lot of chop in there. Kind of makes sense. I think indecision has really been a big factor in August, at least for the echo traders. You can break it down by mistake, by market, by setup, see exactly what's out there, and not just the negatives. You can see what's best too, right? So this one makes sense. Calm and confident are the two most profitable emotions. The best market out there. News is interesting because I think it's we'll see another news graph here in a second, but news is number one, and trending is number two. So a trending market, trend is your friend. That is the best type of market. You can break those down any way you want. And then it's going to profitable versus unprofitable trends. Just seeing again what the most profitable traders are doing. So average reward to risk, a little under 1.5, like we talked about. Average time in a trade, and this is what I was talking about, that sweet spot. So you're not micro scalping, you're not staying in trades forever. You're in that kind of 10 to 30-minute range, and you're not overtrading. Trades per week, 28. Okay, not too bad. What you see from the least profitable is that they're holding trades too long. You've probably heard the stat: professional traders cut their losses quickly. That's exactly what the least profitable trends are. They're holding their losers too long and not getting out of the trade. Profitability by ticker. Okay, NQ is number one. Awesome. Account chart. You guys are going to love this for our prop firm traders out there. This shows you. Let's talk about this one and pause here. What does this one mean? This shows you exactly what you can put into prop firm accounts, going and buying, the BluSky bundle pack that they offer, and your average ROI for coming out of that. I would recommend that you're a consistent trader before actually doing this. But what this says, the people trading or spending $5,000 are typically making almost $46,000, and your ROI on that is $41,000. Compare that to the least profitable people spending about $2,000, losing $5,400 for an ROI of negative 7,600. What does that mean, guys? The people investing in their trading business and investing in prop firms are getting that back at a rate that is much higher than people not investing in their business. And look at these stats here on the left too. Accounts ever traded for the most profitable people, about 40 accounts. So a lot of times we talk about moving really slow through prop firm accounts. Our data is actually proving that yes, move slowly and consistently through accounts, but reinvest. Continue to try. The people that continue to try and who buy about 40 accounts are much more profitable. 41,000 compared to negative 7,600 are much more profitable than the people who are not reinvesting in their business and buying about half the amount of accounts. Also, the most profitable traders have 27% active accounts still. What does that mean? That means they've blown about 75% of accounts. 75%, guys. That's not necessarily a bad thing in the prop firm world. Again, you're reinvesting in your business and giving it another try. You might have a bad trading week and blow accounts. That's okay. 75% of accounts might be blown, but you're working towards that 41K number, right? So just remember that, especially if you're having a bad week or a bad month. August is choppy. Hopefully that helps you. Our least profitable people are still hanging on to about half of their accounts. That means that they're not moving through those accounts, quickly enough. They're hanging on to them and not actually moving through them. So just some we're talking prop firms here, just some trends that I really like to see about prop firms. And then we can move a little bit quicker through those. I thought you guys would like to see that one. Your confidence level, as your confidence increases, your profitability increases. If you stick to your plan, your profitability increases. These are, kind of no brainers. Good heat maps here based on market and emotion, comparing with your profitability with your time of day. One kind of interesting thing in here is it actually looks like the New York Open right in here, which a lot of people trade, is one of the most profitable, yes, but you actually get some more profitable spots here if you're really patient. Kind of getting into the afternoon, even in Asia. Some of our traders like to trade in Asia, and then economic news days too. So we talked about news trading up above. Our economic news days profitable. There's not a ton of red folder economic news days here, so take this with a grain of salt, of course. But you can see profitability. A normal day here is about expectancy of plus $16 per trade across the entire community. And then you get kind of like each end of the spectrum. Jobs report is super profitable, and then CPI, PPI, and the Fed decision are not very profitable. That tells me that there's two ends of that spectrum. I like to avoid red folder economic news days. Just take a day off, take a mental day, and stick to your average in here of plus 16 expected value per trade. The last thing, guys, you can always become an affiliate of EchoTrader if you really, really like it. We'll get you earning there. And prop firms. BluSky is our preferred partner. We just partnered up with BluSky. They're our preferred partner. Use code ECHO at checkout. But also, if you pass the BluSky account and get into the funded phase, they will send you a special discount, an exclusive discount for EchoTrader for you to come in and try EchoTrader. You can always try EchoTrader for free for 7 days. Anyone can do that at any time. That's about all I have, guys. Any questions here?
Yeah, guys. So thanks
Chat.
again, Aaron. That was we do have a couple questions, but I just want to share my opinion on this after using it for a couple weeks. Obviously, trade copier. There's a lot of them out there, but this one's good, guys. I don't know if you saw the fills. Every account had this like to the tick the same fill. If you use trade copiers before, slippage is real. And I asked him. I asked him point blank, what's the most amount of connections you can have, or that works, and I don't even remember the number, but I think he basically said infinity because that's the way the system can run. So it's great to see that. I use a lot. My favorite functions on that are the flatten all, the flatten per account, the ratio, which means is if you have different size accounts, your leader can trade heavy, and then your follower can trade half size, which is great for smaller accounts that you have. But I think what really sets you apart, man, is the social aspect of it. And as you continue to grow, those stats are just going to get better and better with a larger sample size. I mean, per news event, per day, per emotion. And it's cool that you can see the way that the best traders trade. And, once you have hundreds of thousands of traders in here, there's going to be so many different things you can do with it. So I think you're going to take that and run. But yeah, we do have a couple questions. You do have a Discord people can join, right, to learn more?
Yeah, you can go into echotrader.io, and the Discord link is there at the bottom, or app.echotrader.io. If you get signed up, again, 7-day free trial, you'll be sent the Discord link. The Discord link is also on the application's website.
Okay, this is a good question. So those metrics, also very cool about the prop firms, spending, how long people keep their accounts, stuff like that. Do you share them with prop firms or any other vendors, or is that just internal so far at this point?
Saw that question. We have no plans whatsoever to share any of this data. it's guys, again, we took the stance of we didn't want to hide any of the data. It's all going back to you so you can level up your trading.
I love that. That's a perfect answer. Here we go. Best setting for trade copiers. I know you're talking about it now. How reliable is it managing those accounts and keeping them in sync? And does it refresh itself to confirm it's in sync? The dashboard's in real time, right?
Dashboards in real time. And just a couple things. We put in like triple fault tolerance, so it's very very reliable. Number one, in fast markets, you might get a tick of slippage, something like that when you're placing market orders. We're not denying that, of course, but we're super super fast. Our average latency is about 50 to 60 milliseconds. The triple redundancy also helps keep your leaders in sync with your followers. So if anything were to happen, and let's say a leader gets out of a position, but a follower doesn't, which doesn't happen, but we have the redundancy in there to go in and flatten the follower. So a lot of redundancy in there. It's really really reliable, guys.
That's amazing, guys. When I was messing around with this, like I said, I beta tested it. I had a bunch of demo accounts. I went nuts. I was doing like 5, 6 minis, marketing in, marketing out, volatile. And I think the worst I saw was the worst out of 100 trades was about 2 ticks with that kind of size. So like this is really, really good. And it's very reliable. And like you said, the dashboard in real time, like you can close your positions via the dash. Because let's be real, a lot of people might have a ton of accounts all over the place. You don't remember what account is which. You go on here, and at the end of the day, flatten them all out, so you're safe. This is a good question. Do you have like trailing lockout or trailing drawdown or trailing stop losses with this? Can you do that?
You can trail a stop loss, yes. So we support all types of orders. So if you were to place on your leader a trailing stop loss order, with like an ATM bracket on Tradeovate, your followers will also get that trailing stop loss triggered as well, just like the leader. In terms of a lockout, I saw that question too, and I think this kind of bleeds into that. We don't have a trailing lockout, like BluSky would for like a trailing drawdown. But you can set those, directly in the brokerage if you wanted to. You can set those on your leader account. In terms of manual lockout, that's coming very very soon. Where you can manually lock out on Echo. Not live quite yet, but you can manually lock out on Echo.
Oh, so you can lock out just straight up on the dashboard, so you don't have to go into each of it. Oh, I love that.
Coming very soon.
Yep. If you hit your daily profit or max loss, does that lock the account?
It depends on which account. So, like, let's say, and I've had this happen before. I've had a follower hit your daily loss limit, but leader and other followers don't hit their daily loss limit. The leader and other followers will continue, but the follower that hit its daily loss limit, yes, will be locked out.
And obviously, if the leader hits the daily loss limit, it flattens all positions.
Then the whole thing's you flatten everything, and your followers will follow.
So would your advice just? I mean, everybody's gonna be different. Would your advice to be use your largest size account as the leader?
Oh, that's a good question.
About
I don't necessarily have advice on that.
Okay.
I would say, it might even be your mid-tier type of account. So let's say you have a 50K, 100K, and 150K from BluSky. I would actually use your 100K because that's probably your medium risk. So say you're risking 5 MNQ contracts on a trade. You can then size down for the 50K and size up for the 150K.
That's true.
You can't always. So like if you used your smallest size account and you're placing one contract, you won't always be able to kind of go up and down, especially down, right? So I like using the mid-size account.
Okay. That's a good point. A static account might be good for the leader, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You kind of went over this, but this person might have joined a little bit late. Can you set profit targets for daily goals on specific individual accounts?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can set profit target for the day or for the week.
Love it. Love it. So basically every account can be managed separately, but also in the same trade at the same time. So I think you have all that covered. Yeah. And the social aspect, I mean, is I think, guys, where you can really, really see where, like you said, you thought it was revenge trading, but it turns out stress trading is by far the worst time to trade and things like that. So, I mean, I would have said revenge trading too, but it makes sense when you think about it. If you're stressed, you're going to trade badly. I think that pretty much wraps up the questions. You did a great job covering everything. So now, guys, the moment I know a lot of you have been waiting for. Here is a giveaway. go ahead and enter here. We are going to be. You want to tell them what you're going to be giving away on your side?
Yeah, let's do 2 giveaways. 1 month free of Echo Trader. So exclusive 1 month free of Echo Trader. We're gonna do 2 of those.
Okay. And did you go over pricing at all?
I did not go over pricing. So at a
We're going to do it really quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just pull it up here. Easier to see.
And I like that you have 2 options. It's nice.
Yeah, it's really, really simple, guys. We have a monthly and a yearly. Let's just take a look at the monthly. For basic, you get everything, $49 a month. If you have 2 connections, so let's say to BluSky, and let's say you have a live account, that's 2 connections. That's $49 a month, and you get everything that we just showed. The community, the trade journal, the metrics, all that. To level up from there, $99 a month, and unlimited connections, unlimited accounts.
Very simple. So the way to do it, guys, start with the basic plan, scale horizontally, and then when you're ready, move to the premium plan and just have what's the most amount of accounts you've seen somebody have?
65 is the most I've seen.
I think I just saw you just interviewed them, right?
I did. Yeah, I'm pushing.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
I'm at. I'm pushing 40 at this point. So it's kind of the goal to level up there.
Amazing.
Yeah, consistently, trading quite a few accounts.
Love that. Love that. So guys, we'll keep this giveaway will expire at 1, so you got about 15 minutes. And the winners, obviously, we will contact you. And on BluSky's end, we're giving away 2 50K launch plans. So if you win both, that would be amazing. But if you win the Echo Trader, I'd really like to hear your feedback on it. I think you're really going to like it. And do our BluSky members have any kind of deal with Echo Trader?
Yes, sir. Yep. So if you pass a BluSky evaluation account, you get exclusive access, exclusive deal to Echo Trader that will be emailed to you. So I'm not going to say exactly what that is because kind of might change over time. But yes, funded traders at BluSky, you will get an exclusive deal. Justin, you want to say anything else about that?
Yeah, guys. So this is the benefit of trading with BluSky is we look for good partners like this. So if you pass an evaluation, you will get a 2-week free trial of Echo Trader. So there's no reason not to try it if you get funded. I mean, where else do you get access to all this stuff for free? Literally for free. So guys, that's a perk, and that's kind of going to be an ongoing thing with us. So it will be included in your email. When you pass an evaluation. It's as simple as that. All you have to do is click the link and you go from there. So that's actually is the giveaway not working, guys? It should be working. It says 11 minutes left. Can somebody let me know if it's working or not?
I'll try to get it. Bit of me.
Okay, somebody just messaged me. It's good. So, guys, you have 11 minutes left for that. And Aaron, thank you so much for doing this. I think maybe we'll have you come on every quarter or something, just as we grow, as your company grows. How old is the company, by the way?
Yeah, so the company is about 1.5 years. We did our official launch at the beginning of this year.
Okay, very good. Nice. And it seems like everything's going great. It seems like you're growing. We're growing. So hopefully we can grow together, get everybody making a bunch of money, and everybody stays profitable. Unless you have any final thoughts, I think we can call it a day.
I mean, just that, I think the team up between BluSky and Echo Trader makes so much sense because we really like BluSky because they're actually invested in traders' growth.
Yep.
Echo Trader is also invested in traders' growth. You probably saw that from the demo. The trade copier helps you scale your capital, but every other feature of Echo Trader helps you actually scale and then refine your edge to become a better trader and then level up, with prop firms like BluSky.
Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons I really, really wanted to partner with you guys because there's a lot of copy traders out there, but there's not a lot of copy traders that actually want to educate and help the traders. It's more just here's a journal, copy your trades, but you actually show the insights that makes people profitable and also makes people unprofitable. So that aligns with BluSky's values 100%. So again, man, thank you for coming on. And guys, go on EchoTrader.io. You can find the Discord. He's very accessible. That'd be the best place to ask questions. And other than that, you can always hit me up. I'll do my best to answer. But you got it right from the source in his Discord. And we'll talk to you later, Aaron.
Thanks, guys.